Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope to see you in the fittest of the health. I wish you all the blessed Friday ahead. Let's start today's lecture. In the previous lecture, as you already know that we were talking about the parts of speech, I gave you a detailed explanation on every part of speech with some examples. I hope you have understood it now. And today we are going to do our book exercises. And as I told you earlier, that every part of speech in the book has some certain exercises, and I even showed it to you in the last lecture. So let's start the exercises from the book. I will give you explanation on every part of it, and the rest of the exercise you will do it by your own. I have also mentioned the page number, and in my book it's 148 where the parts of speech are starting. But the page number can vary because of the edition of the books. You must have the new edition of the books, so the page can vary. You can look for the parts of speech in your grammar and composition. Let's jump towards the exercises. Here is page 148, and you can see the parts of speech are starting. And first of all, there is noun, and you can see here in this exercise there is a list of some singulars and plurals, and in today's diary I have given you to learn all these singulars and plurals by your heart. Singular and plurals can be asked in the form of the same list, and it can come you to be examined by your examiner in the form of fill in the blanks as well. So here's another list of singulars and plurals, and some nouns are used only in plurals. Like if you want to talk about one trousers, you would say trousers, drawers, riches, spectacles, measles, tidings, scissors, and mums. These nouns always come in only plural form, and some nouns are used only in the singular form, like news, physics, innings, politics, mathematics, and mechanics. So this is the list of singular and plurals. You must learn them by your heart. There comes noun gender. So masculine and feminines are given to you, and in this here some common verbs and their nouns. You have already a practice of these things. Like from verbs you are supposed to make noun, like achieve, achievement, add, addition. But you're not supposed to learn these right now, but today's diary will only be till singulars and plurals. You are supposed to learn them by heart. Let's jump towards the next part of speech. Okay, here comes the pronoun. We have already discussed the pronoun in detail. This is all the explanation, and here it's exercises. Okay, exercise: write the correct form of personal pronoun in the following sentences. Like number one, I'm going to do it for you. Noreen and dash were present, like I and me. Okay, so you are supposed to choose the best personal pronoun according to the sense of the sentence. Noreen and I were present. To say me is totally wrong, so don't do this mistake again. It was Salma that called on you. Who or whom? It was Salma who called on you. So here are the 13 sentences, and you are supposed to do it by your own self. There comes the next part of speech, and that is adjective. We talked about adjective. Adjective is a word that is used to qualify a noun. Here is the exercise. Supply suitable adjectives in the following sentences. Number one, the dash man does not have a place to live. Okay, now you are supposed to choose this adjective of your own choice. If I say that, I would say the poor man does not have a place to live. He is a dash child, he is a nasty, he is a good, he is a pretty, or whatever you want to write. Any form of adjective you can write here. Okay, there comes the comparison of adjectives. We talk about the positive, comparative, and superlative degree. And on the next page there is the exercise of this. Let's have a look. Use the correct form of the adjectives in the following sentences. She is dash, then I. Okay, pretty. As we talked about it, one quality of one person is being compared to the other person, then there will be a word in that sentence, and that is this then. So she is then. If there is a word then, it will tell you surely that this is a comparative degree. So pretty is comparative degree is prettier. I would exclude y, and in place of y I would write IER. She is prettier than I. My father is dash than his father. So then is again telling us something comparison being done. My father is older than his father. Look at the third example. My father is the dash man in town. I already told you that in the superlative degree we always write the before that superlative degree. So it means it is giving us the hint that here superlative degree of rich is going to be used. My father is the richest man in the town. So it's so easy, you can do it the rest of 15 sentences by your own. So here are some examples of adjectives. Next comes the article a, an, and the, indefinite article and the definite article. Here is the exercise. Use a, an, or the where necessary, and you can cross where it's not necessary. Cat is a loving animal. The cat is a loving animal, because if you remember, the dog is a faithful animal. When we talk about a singular noun representing a whole class, then we started with the. The cat is a loving animal. The table is made of wood. And there are some other sentences to be filled by you. Okay, there comes the preposition. Here are, you can see the prepositions, and you must learn the preposition by your heart. Like if I say players must abide by the rules of the game, so with abide there comes a by. And I have already told you, with every specific noun or pronoun, the preposition acts as a specific role it plays with the connection of pronoun or noun that it comes before. So act upon, agree with, angry at. You can see that here is the word angry. She was angry at my behavior. वो मेरे behavior पे मुझसे नाराज थी. They were angry with me. वो मुझसे नाराज थे. So you can see two different prepositions can change the meaning of the sentence, then change the meaning of the relationship between things being described. So here are the prepositions, and you will be learning these prepositions by your heart. Here are 125 prepositions. Okay, and there comes the verb. Verb is a word that tells us something about the action. Here are exercises of verbs. We are going to do only one exercise of verb, and the rest of ones we will do when we will start our translation chapter, because once I'm going to give you a brief note on the tenses, then we will be doing the verbs exercises. Okay, so there are some exercises of, these are all the exercises of verbs. We will be doing it later in the video lectures. Okay, and yes, these are all. Okay, there comes the adverb, and there is no exercise for adverb. Then there comes conjunction, we talked about it, and interjection. So this is all. We are done with our exercise of parts of speech. We did all the exercises, leaving only verbs exercises, because we will be doing it later when we will start our translation chapter. So this was today's lecture on parts of speech and its exercises. Your today's home task is to learn the list of singulars and plurals till here. And what you're supposed to do, you are supposed to learn them by heart and write them on your journals or English B copies for your practice. Okay, see you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.